Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're getting into something big. The idea that pretty soon, many more of us could be, well, building software.
Yeah, it's a fascinating shift. We're looking at an article by Varun Mohan called The Future of Coding. Everyone is a builder.
Right, and we know you want the key insights fast, without getting bogged down. So this piece really helps understand a major change in tech.
It really does. It's not just a small update. It feels like a fundamental shift in who actually creates the digital tools we use.
Exactly, potentially unlocking innovation we haven't even thought of yet. So our mission today is basically to unpack how AI is making this possible.
And Mahan's own company story is a great lens for this. It kind of mirrors this bigger trend.
Okay, let's start there then. The article kicks off with his company doing something quite specialized. GPU virtualization.
That's right. GPU virtualization is essentially about making one powerful graphics card act like several smaller ones. Highly technical stuff.
So that was their lane. But the article suggests they hit a critical point. Maybe things weren't working out.
Yeah, it sounds like they were facing, a real risk of failure, a moment where they had to rethink everything, a real pivot point.
Okay, so facing this challenge, they didn't just tweak things. They made a huge change developing this AI tool, Windsurf. How did that happen?
Well, the striking thing is how fast they did it. They spun up Windsurf, this AI tool, specifically designed to help anyone code faster.
Anyone. So not just experienced developers.
Exactly. Mohan stresses that point. It was built for seasoned coders and for people who maybe never written a line of code before.
It worked. The article mentions some pretty staggering numbers.
Oh, absolutely. Huge success. Over 1 million users pretty quickly. It even surpassed some big names like GitHub Copilot for a while there.
Wow. 1 million users. How? How did they manage that kind of growth, especially against established players?
Well, the article points to one really key decision. They didn't just use existing AI models. They trained their own completely from scratch.
From scratch, okay.
Yeah.
Why was that so important?
It seems that gave them the ability to really tailor it, to make it super accessible, less intimidating, lowering that barrier to entry for coding.
Right, making it easier for more people to jump in. So Windsurf isn't just a product story. It points to this bigger idea in the article, the democratization of coding.
Precisely. That's the core theme.
What does that actually mean, though? Democratization of coding.
It means, essentially, that building software isn't just for a small club of experts anymore. It's about empowering lots more people with different backgrounds, different ideas, to actually create technology.
And AI is the engine driving this.
Absolutely. AI is increasingly taking over let's say, the grunt work of coding, the repetitive tasks.
Okay, so it handles the routine stuff.
Yeah, which frees people up, whether they're pros or just starting to focus more on the what and why, the actual problem they want to solve, the creative part, instead of just the mechanics of the code.
So that title, Everyone is a Builder, that's the future Mohan envisions, where building software is much more widespread.
That's the takeaway, yeah. Technology enabling a much, much broader group of people to be creators, to be builders in the digital world.
Okay, so to wrap up, AI tools, like the Windsurf example, are breaking down coding barriers. This could lead to a future where way more people, a really diverse crowd, are building software.
Right. And that leaves us with a pretty interesting thought, something for you to chew on. What happens next? What kinds of amazing new things might pop up when people who never coded before start building solutions?
What innovations might come from perspectives that just weren't represented in tech creation before?
Exactly. Something to think about.